What we got going on today?
We're moving walls. Maybe build this wall.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe get us closer to pouring.
Oh, we have an intruder. Intruder alert. Oh, who is this?
Oh, it's the gremlin in the attic. She's moving in.
Instead of a troll under the bridge, we have a gremlin in the attic. No, every time we talk about doing something with the roof, Krista's like, I'm here.
Someone's got to babysit you know? Babysit.
Oh, she's here to supervise. Welcome back to Building at the Woods. We're a multi-generational family building 2 homesteads in western Michigan. We call our homestead project the Hazelwood Build and the kids' homestead the Wildwood Build. We both take an empty land and are building homes from the ground up, doing most of the work ourselves and helping each other as we go. If you're interested in the DIY way of life, you're in the right place. In this episode, we're changing up some of the interior walls in the master bedroom and master bathroom because the room size seems off. Krista also gave us some good advice on door sizing that we adopted. Another priority is making sure that we have all the framing done on the main level and we finished the staircase and railings in the loft. Come see what we got done. With Heather and Kyle moving out, we are going to be lonely, so we've invited Krista to come live with us for a while.
If she'll have us.
If she'll have us. The only stipulation is that she actually put in work every day with us. She's going to be pleasantly surprised that we only work from about 10:45 to about 12:30.
We don't want to interfere with her social life.
That's right. She has a social life. There was a young man at our house last night playing cards.
He's full of love of God.
He's a nice guy.
In this episode, we're changing up some of the interior walls in the master bedroom. One of the benefits of being a homeowner and building at a slower pace is that you can make small adjustments as the house takes shape. Sometimes we put things down on paper that seem good, but once you start building it, it becomes apparent that the spacing just doesn't seem right. Other times, your mind just hasn't had a chance to think far enough ahead to understand the trade-offs associated with a given choice. For the master bedroom suite, we provided a generous amount of space, but we've been wrestling with how to allocate that space and how to configure the space so that it gives the feel we're wanting. A couple key elements we've been struggling to define are, first, the size of the master bedroom itself, and second, the way the entrance to the bedroom should be laid out. We've come up with some fresh ideas, so we're going to make those modifications and see whether they come together like what we're envisioning. The first thing that we need to do is to move the dividing wall between the sleeping area and the bathroom sink area. We need to move that wall about 2.5 feet towards us into the room. This will give a more generous space to the main part of the bathroom where the counters, sinks, mirrors, and cabinets are. It will also line up that wall with the wall of the sauna room, making the sleeping area more squarish in shape. We're also going to move the door into the sauna out of the sleeping area and into the bathroom area so that the sauna is a feature of the bathroom. While we're here, we're also going to finish framing out all the doorways into the closet, toilet room, shower, and sauna.
Whoa! Well, you knew that was going to happen.
Once we had the existing wall loose, we measured where it needed to go and chalked a line. Then we relocated it to its new home.
Okay, you want to snap it? Wobbly there.
Almost like rectangle.
Are you at the right spot?
No. I don't see mine. Yeah, this corner is right.
Krista, we can hold this.
It looks like it blows right here in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. It's going to move a lot as we pound it into place. So if we're within 2 inches, Alright, that was my workout for the morning. Okay, so where was that line?
Looks like it's just. This
I'm not
corner
sure
needs to
which
go
one.
back a quarter inch. I think this is the blue line.
That way?
Yes. So I see this, yes. Like, no, I did 2 arrows pointing to this line. Oh, I see the arrows now.
Grab the nail gun. Let's anchor this corner. Are we on the line? Yeah. Alright. Right here on the green line.
How many?
2.
What's the long nails?
Those are the long nails.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, now let's go ahead and re-stretch that line just to double check. There, we're drafting the right place.
Jeez. Well, I tried going, I'm like.
Get it vertical. We'll start in the corner and go for plumb. We're going to try to drive it into that perpendicular wall.
This side needs to come back.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
This feels much better, Paul. Once we get the wheelchair bumper crossing.
Wheelchair bumper cars. She's got us going the old road already.
No, I did not say that at all. Yeah, once we put the tower
A
of
tower cabinets
cabinets
and
and the L-shaped counters.
and maybe more cabinets over there.
Yeah. Give us old folks, we're gonna need the old diapers and,
The
wipes.
D-pins.
The wipes.
Okay, Krista, you have a pencil.
I did.
So I'm thinking we'll hold that string up there, and if you'll make a mark on each truss
Where
the
on each truss?
string,
On top of the truss or
no,
on
no,
the
on the
side?
side of the truss,
Okay.
down to where the string is.
Yeah.
That'll give us a good straight line across the top, and we can adjust the top plate to that line.
What if it makes it not plumb anymore?
Then that means we did something wrong on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. You know, that end, Krista, do you have a hammer?
I did not. Can we
Um,
just pull it?
the wall,
Yep, it's
right where
touching.
you're at, needs to go towards the garden. Oh, there we go.
Ow.
Okay, yeah, it's not touching now, so go ahead and make your lines.
If I'm not seeing straight, that just let me know.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that.
You're gonna-
It's not reading this line.
No,
Just let me know.
but it isn't,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So we're going to put this guy here,
Nail
the whole nails down, and nail this couple nails that direction.
it. Did you say a couple, just 2?
2. A couple is 2.
Still don't agree, but you know. few.
Okay, so a few is definitely.
More than two.
Uh,
Sorry, Krista.
I think two could be a few. Several is usually more than two.
I would agree with that logic.
Like that?
Yep.
You know, I don't know if we even need to do it every block.
Yeah.
No, let's not do that one. Let's put one right here.
Block.
Let's put the block right here.
Do you want me to tie it here?
Yeah, just,
On each side?
that's fine. Now,
We talked about this being a barn.
that's talking about the barn door. But if we do a barn door, it's probably not all the way to the ceiling, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So are we doing a barn door over an arch, or are we doing a barn door over a square?
Um, See, if it's left open, you'll see the arch. How,
If it's left open, you know,
If
there's
the
no
barn-
barn.
if the barn door is left open,
Right.
you'll see the arch. What's your preference?
So, my preference is actually to leave it completely open.
No!
But you are
I'm a
not
light
in favor of
sleeper.
it. I
I'm a
know.
light sleeper.
So, I'm trying to,
Appease.
no, not appease.
Take
As
into
you wish.
consideration. Oh,
As you wish.
as you wish.
I think if we do a barn door, I would prefer the square. You know,
Yeah. Are you following? Tracking?
I'm tracking.
Okay. My whole thing is out here in the kitchen and the living room, I'd rather look at arches than doors. And that's why
I'm not pushing the door.
I mean, that's why I'm explaining the hallway concept. Having the.
I'm in favor of the whole concept as well.
Okay.
I'm just not sure I'm in favor of the arch. Okay, so I need, yes.
While we're in the business of doing walls, I know we've talked about this in the future, but I don't know if you're gonna take it into consideration. Probably should make the bathroom wall / doorway wider in the shower.
Talking about the shower.
For a wheelchair.
Yeah,
We have talked about it.
32 is not enough, huh?
I would make it as big as this bathroom.
So I like the fact that this is symmetrical.
I'm not saying that, I'm just thinking, if you guys have wide wheelchairs, you know you want to do is stand with it into the shower. You don't want to be out here and abandoning your wheelchair and then have to walk in
No.
and then sit down. The most hip breaks and pelvic breaks and leg breaks happen in the shower when it's wet. Yeah. You don't want to be walking when you're 95.
I think I'm gonna be dead long before that.
I'm just saying, if you guys,
I'm hoping to
if
get
you guys bring
75.
wheelchairs a little bit earlier, you guys are gonna be in the it's not a big deal with the sauna, because the sauna, you know, you're gonna use it once a week, that's not a big deal, you're gonna be showering every day, ish, every other day, ish.
Yeah.
So you wanna make that as accessible for as long as possible.
Yeah. I hear ya. This afternoon, we're doing some more of the interior framing here in the master bathroom. We decided to change the door location for the sauna to be part of the bathroom instead of out there. We also decided to put a wall in here just as a divider. We need to go and finish all the framing around the interior doors into the closet and the potty room. Well, we've got all of the interior framing done here in the master bedroom wing. All of the walls are finished. All the doors are finished and trimmed out. All of the sheetrock nailers are installed. I think we're ready for plumbing and electrical now in this section of the house. So with the master suite done, we're moving on to the laundry room and going to come down this hall, half bath, over to the office. Just looking at the same things. Do we have all of the sheetrock blocking in place? Are all the doors trimmed out? All that kind of stuff. No, you should leave the gap at the top. No, I'm just teasing. It's perfect.
Thank you.
Looks great.
I did think about that, but then I was like,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
down with
Nope,
love.
doesn't matter. The odds of us hitting that one little space with a screw, yeah. We should be able to see that when we're sheetrocking and say, yeah, we're going to avoid putting a screw right there.
Yep.
Nice. One more nail. Thank you. Graceful.
That is exactly how my friends describe me. Graceful. Really hatched. Baby bird. Okay. Oh. Hello. What's going on? Do I need to go in the field?
I would put some in the field. You're tying the header to it. Well, Karen and I have thought long and hard about how to do this entrance into the master bedroom. In our last 3 houses, we've had double doors that go into the master bedroom, and 2 of them had glass, and it was kind of an elegant thing, but Karen's feeling, I'd really like a little bit of privacy. So, in this entrance, we're going to actually go through a little bit of a maze to get into the bedroom. The double bonus is that the way we're building it is going to give us a spot for the master bedroom that doesn't have the bed up against either of the walls that have windows on it, nor the wall that goes over to the bathroom. So what we're going to do is we've got the opening here to the grand room, and it's going to come through this doorway into just a little bit of an alcove. And then we're going to come over here and go through a 4-foot wide door that then comes around this corner. And this is what you see. What that means is this wall is going to be right here, and we'll actually put the master bed against that wall so that we have windows on the left and straight ahead as we're looking up and waking up in the morning. So over here in this corner, we're going to have another closet that is accessible from the main room, but really not part of the main room, and it'll be for, I don't know, vacuums, brooms, board games, anything like that that needs to be stored. Another great use of more form material. All those 2x4s were braces when we were pouring our footings. So up here in the balcony, we've got these angled walls that are coming out from basically the floor level. And it's kind of unusable space underneath those rafters. You really can't walk over there and do anything. But it would be good for storage. So we're thinking about building a little pony wall, probably as high as that point where that end wall meets the trusses right over here. So we'll just bring it all the way over across and tie into this wall. We'll probably still insulate the roof, so it'll be warm, dry space. It just won't be part of the footprint of the room. We're also thinking that over here in this section of the floor plan right here, where it's really only, 5 feet tall at the tallest, we're going to build some kind of little kids play area, like a little fort or something. So when they come up, they have a little cubby that they can go hide out and play in. Obviously, around the staircase here, I need to have some kind of railing. And then over on the other side, we'll be doing the same kind of wall along that side. I'm going to start over here in this corner. The exterior part of the wall is framed well, but the interior has got a piece that's lacking. So if we have a ceiling that comes across, hangs on the bottom of these joists, then once it gets over here, it's still kind of flying out in the middle of the air. So I need to put like a 2x4 runner that'll go over here to catch the sheetrock as a nailer. So I'm going to start on that first. So I'm going to take this board and hold it up on the underside of those rafters, and that will tell me where I need to nail this board to the wall at. Next thing to do is to figure out where that pony wall is going to intersect with the underside of this rafter. To do that, I'm going to go over here and measure where it intersects on this point. Like 41 and a half. Okay, and then I'll need to go down and I think I'm just going to cut a top plate that has an angle on it, and then I'll bring a bottom plate up as well. Put this beveled board up here. This will be where the edge of the wall is. And now I need to find out where it's going to be on the floor. So I'm just going to use a plumb bob to hang down there, find my end. Alright, now I need to go and measure what my stud length is going to be. Go 37 7/8. 37 7/8. Oh yeah, that is perfect. Might as well nail it up. Well, I think we're at a point in the build where I can take these braces out. The roof is holding this thing up and braced way more than these boards are. If I had a nickel every time I went up and down a flight of stairs, I'd be rich.
This is a test of the emergency warning system for the hydroelectric dam. This is a test and only a test.
I don't know if you can hear that siren, but we've got a test going on for the river valley. We are downstream of a couple of dams, and they have a warning system that if the dam were to break and water were to flood down the valley, they would turn the siren on, let people know. So they're just running the test right now, not a big worry. We're not really too worried either because we're like 80 feet above the river level. I don't know if we'd be safe or not. If we heard that, I'm sure we'd jump in the car.
Warning system for the hydroelectric dam. This was only a test.
this was only a test. We live about 80 feet above the river level, so I don't know if it would even reach us, but there is a lot of water piled up behind those two dams, so it's a mild concern. I'm more concerned about all the people that live down right on the river bank. They need to get out really quick. Another wall.
Woohoo! I really like this space.
Do you?
Yeah.
So I'm up trying to finish out the framing here on the staircase wall. I've got some 20-foot 2x4s that end right here. These come all the way from the basement, so I'm going to have to scab onto them just a little bit. The question is, what's the angle and how high does this wall need to be? Well, as I read the code, 42 inches is what I need to provide here. For a solid railing that prevents people from falling over into another open space. Railings themselves, handrails need to be somewhere in the 34 to 38 inch range. So I can provide that if required on either side of the wall. I've drawn some lines here on the board, and I'm actually going to cut the angle at which the top plate, the top 2x4, is going to rest. And so I'll go ahead and do that on both the top and the bottom. And then I'll put a 2x4 on there, and then I will fill in the missing space between the top of the 20-foot long 2x4 and wherever that diagonal plane ends up being. I went ahead and added blocking into here. This would be fire blocking, and the idea is if you had a fire down in the basement, you wouldn't want it to come up this cavity to upper levels, and so they require a block in the wall. You don't have to do it over here like on this other side where I've got a floor system that divides the wall panels, but this one, this balloon framed, is going to require that. So I put this stud in, and that goes all the way up, ties in at the top of the hand railing, comes all the way down, lands on that floor system. However, I'm going to fur this out. And the reason why is I'm looking at the planes, you know, the surfaces and how they match up. You see that stud on the other side of the staircase? It goes out just a little bit beyond the nose of that stairs. But on this side, the nose of the stairs hangs out a bit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fill this out a couple inches just to make those two line up. I think it'll end up with a finished product that's a little bit better. The reason that they're that way is this particular stud here is on the outside of that LVL. Where over on that side, you can see that the stud is actually underneath the LVL and helps provide a point load point for that LVL. It's really not much of a load. All it is the header to the staircase on this side. You want to have something that those stairs butt into that's not going to bounce at all, because you don't want your stairs to bounce as people walk up and down them. So I ripped some 3.5 inch pieces of 1/2 inch plywood. That'll be my first layer, and then I'll put a 2x4 on, and that will increase the depth by 2 inches. Well, with the staircase framed up, I just need to look around and think, what else do I need to do to be fully done with the framing up here? I'm looking around and I'm looking at places where walls intersect, making sure that I have boards that will allow me to install sheetrock on both sides of a corner. One thing that I do need to finish up is this board that goes up this outside wall. Because when you put sheetrock up here on the ceiling, you need something for that piece of ceiling sheetrock to screw into. And we don't have it. We have it started right here on this board itself, but we need to extend that all the way up to the ridge beam. Because I'm working solo here right now, and this is kind of a long board, I really need 2 sets of hands. So since I only have 1 set of hands, I'm going to build a second set of hands, something to hold the board for me while I'm working on the other hand. We're going to run a 2x4 up here. We'll just let it sit on that 2x4. That is my second set of hands. And that will That will effectively tell me where in space that support 2x4 needs to be. That's how it needs to be. Make a mark on this far end. And we'll take it back down and cut it before going up to attach it permanently. And guess who shows up to hang the board? My second set of hands.
Well, it looks like you've got an.
Of course. What do you got there, buddy? Is that a woodworking tool?
Yeah.
No,
No, it's.
that's a kitchen meat grilling tool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
helping Grandma grill chicken.
Helping Grandma. All right.
Yeah. Grilling chicken.
And the dog is taste testing?
No.
No. All right. Grandpa's got to get back to work. Say back to work, Grandpa. Well, I think that is all the framing and blocking that I have to do up here in the loft area. There's a possibility that we might put a window in one of these walls, or maybe a couple places. We haven't decided on that yet, because on the outside we still have to decide how we're going to build our entryway, because there's a peak that merges into this wall on the back side, so we just can't cut the window anywhere we want. So that may happen down the road. As it is, this is really not a load-bearing wall. The only thing that's load-bearing is this post that's carrying that beam. Other than that, the wall is just not a big deal, so we can cut it and then nothing's going to fall down. Woohoo! We're done. I'm calling it. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave it for this video. Our next video that's coming up is going to be putting windows in the big window wall. There are a lot of big windows. They're like 5x7 and 5x8s overlooking our valley. It's going to be really exciting to have those in, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge getting them up. We're going to get creative. I have an idea on how to do that. So hang with us. We'll see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.